Joining me on Weekend Live Chat tonight is Robert Mugabe, the Director, African Venture Tourism, to discuss how best we can grow the tourism sector and more domestic tourism to have more Ugandans involved. A very good evening to you, Robert.
Good evening to you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
A pleasure to be here.
Now, Uganda has been ranked the best destination for 2019. First of all, as a country, are we ready for this position?
I should say we are ready. Actually, National Geographic ranking us one of the best tourism destinations for 2019. It doesn't mean that we are going to start this December for 2019. Some of us have been in this game for 20 years. I started in 1997. I've been preparing for each year that comes. So 2019 being a year for Uganda, it's a credit.
In terms of commitment, do you think government has played its role? Do you think government is doing enough?
Government is trying to do enough, but I think more consultations need to be done, like to the people. I mean, people like us who have been in the system for a long time. People like, on the ground, go to the national parks, go to all the tourist destinations, and then get the real information that what should be done, how should we improve, like on this package. So they are trying to do something good, but more consultations need to be done. On
your part, what are we doing to retain what we already have and also maintain that position?
I think we have to keep on pushing the pace slowly by slowly. We shall be there, because we can't say that 2019 maybe we're going to be the best, but we have to keep on slowly by slowly, because if I tell you 10 years ago Uganda used to be in a bad position. We used to do like 10 hours of drive time, like going to the Murchison Falls National Park, but as I speak to you right now, it takes us about 4 hours when we are there. So slowly by slowly we should give respect, or we are due respect, is needed.
Could we now credit you in terms of the equipment and the things you have to improve? You talked about the distance to the different parks and areas of travel, but also the fact that Ugandans have not really taken this up. We have had reports of foreigners actually engaging in going to these sites, visiting these places more than the people that live here.
I think it has to come back to us, the tour operators, and then we have to push it again to the government. We need the parliament to come into this. We have a team that approaches the president. We need to push. Let's push 24/7, 365 days a year, that this is what is needed. My kid goes to one of the city schools in Kampala, but as I speak to you right now, this kid tells me, "Dad, this is a safari vehicle." Actually, this kid can even tell me this is a Safari Land Cruiser, this is a Safari van. The kid can differentiate between these safari vehicles. So I think we should push Parliament or the government to try and change the curriculum. This has to be taught in schools. Because right now, tourism is being taught like at the university level. But I think we should push this from the lower ground, so that by the time the kids or the Ugandans get to a higher level, they like tourism. Look at Kenya. Kenya, everyone likes, I've been to Masai Mara. You go to Masai Mara like on a farm trip, or trying to visit to see what they do. But you jump on a bus or on a safari vehicle, and then many Kenyans are, in that vehicle. But in Uganda, you tell someone that, hey, let's go to, let's say, Queen Elizabeth National Park.
Maybe it's because that's also something that has come up. The resources, the prices. They say the prices are too high for the ordinary Ugandan. Are there opportunities that you can give for Ugandans to take at least once a year, or for the festive season, probably for Easter, to be able to visit some of these parks and places?
I still push it back to the government. We need to educate Ugandans that it has to start this way. Like at African Adventure Travelers, a vehicle that can cost $80 per day to a white person going to a national park, we give it away to 50% or even 40% to a Ugandan. We've booked already Ugandans going to the Murchison Falls National Park for the New Year, for Christmas, and we've given them at half price.
Okay. What would be your message to Ugandans as we get into the festive season, but also regarding how they can impact the tourism sector as individuals, as Ugandans, before we get to calling onto the foreigners?
Ugandans should have another thinking that this is not only for the white man coming into the country. These are their resources. I mean, you can't live, let's say, in Masindi. You find someone living in Masindi. The park is just a stone throw away. He's never gone to this park. That's why I was like telling, it still pushes us back to the government. It has to, I mean, the curriculum has to be changed. A child growing up saying, I want to go to this national park. My kids, like last time, were in Queen Elizabeth National Park. They were telling me, Dad, we saw a lion, we saw buffaloes, we saw elephants. So it's not because that I'm in the tourism sector, but I want these kids to grow up knowing that this is what is supposed to be done. You know, France gets about 80 million visitors jumping into Paris to see maybe the Eiffel Tower. Uganda has more resources than France. You know, so we get about less than 1 million visitors coming into the country. So if we start from now, maybe in the next 10 years, many Ugandans will say, wow, this is the best.
Thank you, Robert, for joining us on NBS Live at 9. And that takes us into a short break.